It's really difficult to eat a good, clean, proper diet in the US. And everything is available. You can get anything that you want in a grocery shop. It's just that the quality isn't as good and everything is like very processed and junky. And I come from Europe, so I've spent most of my life living in countries, like in different countries in Europe. And these countries would be significantly more poor than the US. But the quality of food was so much better, mostly because the countries were poor, so they couldn't really afford to import a lot of things, so they would grow most of the stuff that they have locally. And that just kind of led to the quality being better. And here in the US, you can get good quality food. It's just going to become very expensive to do so. And then if you go to a regular grocery shop and you just start buying stuff there, then, well, the quality can differ. So, like, the availability is going to be good. And the normal things that you would normally buy, like Coke Zero, like cheese, eggs, and stuff like that, will be okay. But then when it comes to like very specific things like meat, it's either you buy very expensive meat that for some reason also tastes like ass if you buy it in Giant, or you buy cheap meat that kind of tastes okay, but it still doesn't really taste like real food. And also the packaging is always very leaky and disgusting. And then they say that it's fresh meat, but it's very clear that it has been frozen. And then they unfreeze it and throw it in the fridge in the actual shop. And then you would still have like everything like leaking from it, and you can see that the meat is partially frozen, and it just becomes this like very disgusting, very nasty thing. But the thing that I recently discovered is that you can go to like a shop, for an example, like Trader Joe's, and I wouldn't really go there on a daily basis to buy like everything that I buy because it doesn't have a lot of the stuff that I like. So for an example, there is a certain amount of junk that I consume within my daily diet, like Coke Zero and some other things that Trader Joe's doesn't have. So like the things that they would have would be somewhat limited, but it's very good when it comes to like specific niche things. So I recently discovered that, for example, if you go to Trader Joe's and just buy like chicken, it is going to be a little bit more expensive than Giant, but the quality is also going to be significantly better, and the packaging is going to be good and clean and not leaky, and the consistency when it comes to the quality is also going to be better. And then of course they also have like some other brands that are ultra expensive, but then if you just buy like the regular Trader Joe's brand, the price is a little bit higher, but like the quality is so much better than, like, for an example, Nature's Promise that you can get in Giant. So that is like one of the things that I recently started doing. I'm no longer going to be buying meat in Giant. I'm just going to be going to Trader Joe's, and then the rest of the stuff that I need I can just buy in the Giant because it's closer to my home. And it's also just like out of convenience. Like the problem is that like Giant is closer, so whenever I would go there on a daily basis, that would be much more comfortable than me going further and going to like Trader Joe's. So yeah, that was probably going to be the approach going forward. And I feel like that's the only way you can eat an actual proper diet in the US. Like you need to combine certain things, and you can buy certain things in one place, and then in a different place you're going to be able to find different things that are going to be better. So like you almost kind of have to like do a scavenger hunt and look for like decent foods across like multiple grocery shops, and then ultimately kind of combine a diet that you're actually happy with. And it does take time, and you actually need to explore the shops, and it's almost like a skill knowing what is it that you can buy in which place. So nowadays I'm already quite good with combining like multiple grocery shops to eat a proper diet in the US, but at the beginning I was like absolutely miserable because I would only go to like one place, and then this place that I would go to would have some things that are okay, but also quite a few things that are just disgusting. And it was a significant downgrade from my diet in Europe once I moved to the US and once I started eating here. But as time goes by, I'm becoming better and better at like being able to navigate myself amongst the shops that they have here and amongst like the items that you can get in like different shops. So it is getting significantly better, and nowadays I'm actually quite happy with the diet that I eat, and I'm able to maintain a good clean diet in a reasonable price range. Like it's not cheap, but it's also not crazy expensive, and it's not like I'm buying everything from premium brands. I'm combining multiple things and just kind of finding the better quality out of each. So yeah, that is my approach nowadays when it comes to eating here, and it was an actual adventure to find out what is it that I can eat and how is it that I can eat it here for it to actually taste somewhat similar to the quality that I was used to in Europe. But as time goes by, you kind of start like discovering these things a little bit more and more. So I think everything is manageable. And also the good thing with the US is that the availability is just so much better. So for an example, in Europe, when I would go to a certain shop, sometimes it was almost like a lottery. Like, if you're going to find the items that you want or the items that you need are going to be out of stock, because they would constantly have issues with stock and they would be very inconsistent when it comes to providing these items that you would need on a daily basis. And then if you eat a fitness-based diet where you actually need to eat the same things over and over again every day, it becomes quite annoying when you are used to eating this one thing and your diet pretty much depends on this thing, because you don't want to look for something else and you don't want to switch up your diet. You would go to a shop and this item that you need is not there. And like, it just disappeared. It was there yesterday and then all of a sudden they ran out of it and it's no longer there and it's not going to be there for a week. And then you would have to go from a shop to a shop. I would actually legitimately sometimes do this. I would take a taxi and go from one grocery shop to another and then to another to just find the item that I need. And that was an absolute pain in the ass. So there are good things about the US, and it is significantly more comfortable in a sense where you can pretty much rely on them having the stuff that you need. Very rarely there are going to be situations when the stuff that you need is not going to be there, but just the overall quality is worse, and it becomes a very eventful kind of a thing to do to actually find the items that are going to be in good quality, and you will need to combine several different places if you want to eat a reasonably affordable proper diet here within the US. So yeah, that is my experience with eating here. So there are upsides and downsides. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.